why others are joining. I promise those people that did not receive our survey, let me share something good with you for a few seconds, then I will wait others to join. Let me fulfill my promise. So while we wait for a few seconds for others to join, please enjoy the love songs. Alright, let's see if we can get up to 100 participants. Alright. Now enough. So let's get serious. Please, can you hear me? I don't know if maybe I have to give access to. Okay. Alright, but I just want to know if you can hear me, so you can just indicate on the comment section. Alright. So before we go into the chat, let me just give you a small pep talk on trading in general. I think next month will be my second year. Will be my second year of trading forex. I was more of trading crypto before. I trade more of crypto. So I think should be second or third. I think third year. By next month we make it third year of fully getting into forex trading, and I've not regretted it. Now, so far with my trading journey, I've come to realize that literally every strategy works, but it depends on your personality. Now, there are so many mentors out there, and yet we have very few profitable traders. Sometimes these issues are not from the mentor at all, because if a person can learn from another person and become profitable, that does not mean that everybody that is going to learn from that person will equally be profitable. No. Profitability does not depend on the strategy. Instead, it depends on individual itself. Now, thank God that there are a lot of access to quality information. Unlike before, you do not really get access to the right information. But even now, informations are everywhere and they are more simplified. For you to become profitable, it depends on how well you use those informations. How do you use those informations that you have access to? Like I said, what strategy works? A person that maybe like the days of NFP now, somebody that has been trading and been doing well since then, that person might eat a loss on that particular day of the NFP. And it depends, it comes to Twitter, you will see somebody else that took a trade and the person made profit from the trade. What happens most times is that automatically, the person that took loss, you forget that his strategy has been working. Now, you want to go and learn the strategy of the person that had a winning trade that day, forgetting that another day, that person will still chop loss. So sometimes the circle continues like this. You find them on DMs of everybody that have a winning trade, forgetting that there is no such thing as 100% win rate. I don't know if it exists though, but I don't believe it. You can have 100% win rate in a day, in a week, You can even have it in a month, depending on how many trades you take. But to maintain a 100% win rate consistently, I don't believe it is possible. So because of this, if you take a loss, it's not a guarantee that you should start looking for another strategy that you use again. Let's take, for example, now. Kevin Talent trades the normal SMC and trade like bricks, and he's making crazy money from it. And there are a lot of people that have been doing the same thing for a long time. Some might even be part of his students. Most of them will be making profit, but that person in particular will not be making profit. Now, will you bring the strategy? No, the strategy works, but it's just that use the information that are available for you. Now, before now, I frequently drop my setup on this Telegram channel, but for a while, if you notice, I haven't dropped my setup. Now, the reason is because I give people, I teach people how to fish and to give them fish. So I take my time to put to write trades that I know that these things are actually working. And because of this, my friends, because they depend on my signal, they are not very, very lazy. In fact, none of them wants to learn again. So at the very beginning of this year, I told them that they will really get my signals now. Even if we are in the same WhatsApp group or anything, what I do for them is I just do a live session for them. I give them recordings and all that. So it is better you learn how to fish yourself. Now, Mafuma was actually the person that made me to be able to simplify my trading. Now, even since the days I was trading trade library, sweep and breakout, I always look for ways to simplify how I trade. Now, the reason is because trading on its own is very, very complex and difficult. But if you know it, if you master it, there is a way you can simplify it. Now, I'm going to show you how I approach the market. Now, I have the most simplest and basic approach to the market. It is very effective and it works. And I'm going to show it to you when we get into the chat. How was I able to do this? Now, they are very, very simple steps. I don't know if it's something you can implement. If it's something you can implement on your own, I urge you to also try and do the same. What I do is I have rules for each time frame. I have rules for each time frame. Now, if I'm starting my analysis from the weekly time frame, I have rules or criteria that I want to see on weekly before I proceed to daily. I have rules or criteria I want to see that need to be met before I move from daily to 4 hours. Now, I have rules that need to be met in 4 hours before I move to 1 hour or the next time frame. Now, these have helped me simplify my trading model. Now, when I go to the chart, I don't spend too much time because these rules are simple, clear, and straightforward. If this time frame is not meeting this rule, then I'm not interested. I go to the next trade. That is why you see me, I trade a lot of pairs. I do this because I trade any pairs that meets my rule. Now, do I take losses? Yes, I take losses. I win a lot of trades. And the thing is, I don't win a lot of trades because I have a working strategy. Now, I win a lot of trades because of how I implement that strategy. Patience is the most important part of trading. Now, if you are able to fix your patience problem, I bet you that thing called psychology problem, you do not have it. You are not just patient. Now, it's patience that will help me to be able to know that this particular time frame has met this rule. It's the same patient that will help me to know that this particular time frame has also met these rules. Now, without this patience, you'll not be able to wait. And at the end of the day, you may get played. Even sometimes, myself, I dey lose guard sometimes. But the thing is, if you are patient, it might not be what I'm going to show you in the chat today. It might just be your own strategy you know before. But do you have rules you set aside for each time frame? If you don't have, you might want to consider implementing some rules. Now, this will save you a lot of time, like so much time from analyzing and over analyzing. What you just have to do is you just have to switch to that particular time frame. Now, did it meet the criteria to switch to the next time frame? If it does not meet it, fine, you relax. So doing that will make you spend so much less time on the chart. So let's get into it. I'll be sharing my screen with you now. Then I'll be showing you the way I approach the market using the LCK strategy: structure, liquidity, and key level. So I'll be showing my so please, can you see my screen? You can just indicate on the comment section if you can see my screen. Please, can anybody see my screen before I proceed? All right. So let's go. Now, I will teach you the simple approach I use when it comes to analyzing the market. So normally the thing is, I start with analyzing from the monthly time frame. And at the beginning of every week, I start from analyzing the weekly time frame. At the beginning of every day, I start my analysis from the daily time frame. I do this because the way the market close at the end of the day is a very important thing to consider when it comes to trading SLT. Please let me, I don't know, I cannot write anything if maybe I'm not doing it well. What have I done? So let me share it again, please. Let me share it again. Just, yeah. So, I don't know. I seems I'm not able to write anything on it. Please give me a few seconds. Let me try to rectify this. Few seconds, please. But I don't know why I cannot write on my. I don't know if maybe I have a settings I need to do for it. I don't know. I'm not used to sharing screen on Telegram. I do more of Zoom, but I don't know why I'm not writing anything here now. Let me go for it. Okay, so I don't know. Can you see my screen now? I don't know if it's still displaying. I don't know if you are still seeing if my trading view is still displaying. I don't know. I'll try to write on the screen now. You just tell me if you can see anything. So I'm writing on the screen now. Can you see it? I mean, my screen display, but I don't know if what I'm writing is showing. All right. So, okay. So we are good. Now, I said at the beginning of every day, I start my analysis from the daily time frame, and at the beginning of every month, I always do the monthly analysis. Now, this is because you want to know where the monthly time frame is reacting from. Now, if you're able to find out where the monthly is reacting from, then you know the next likely place where the monthly time frame is going to lead us to. Please. Can anybody hear me? Okay, so let's proceed. So now let me do a small drawing here. Let me do a small drawing here of what I basically look for. I approach the market using the SLK. So let's say this now, let's use the daily time frame as an example. Let's use the daily time frame. So I'm not going to be talking about the basic key levels here, but let's say this is the daily time frame. I'll indicate it as D for daily. I'll just indicate D. D for daily time frame. Now, let's say we are starting this analysis on the daily time frame. Please, can you see my screen? I want to be sure that you can see what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing now? Hello, can anybody see what I'm doing on my screen? All right. So let's say I'm starting my analysis from the daily time frame. Now, let me give you just a small introduction to key levels. So key levels are basic support and resistance level. So for example, when we see something like A shape here, we call this one A shape key level, which stands for resistance, and we call this a V shape key level, which stands for support, meaning that whenever price taps into and we are looking for sales. Whenever, if my screen is not clear, that should be your network. That is your network. It does not have anything to do with Telegram. So this is like an A-shaped key level. Now, when price taps into an A-shaped key level, normally we want to sell. But the thing is that there are so many A-shaped key levels on the chart. Let me show you an example of what A-shaped key level looks like. Let me show you an example of what A-shaped key level looks like. It looks like something like this. The top of these guys giving you A-shape, 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 A-shape. So something like this is what we call an A. Remember, we are starting our analysis from the daily time frame. Now, let's say on the daily time frame now, price is trading into an A-shaped key level. Now, there are different types of level. It can be an A-shape, open and closed key level and all that. But for example, we are using a daily key level. Price is reacting from a daily key level now. You know, when a candle is trading, it looks like this on the daily time frame. And remember, I said a key level is just like a support and resistance zone. So now let's say this on the daily time frame, the candle trades into this particular key level I'm watching for on daily. So what do I want to see on daily time frame? I want to see that immediately price taps into that key level. I want to see a rejection. Price should be giving me something like this. Now, this is how the candle traded into that key level. What I want to see on the daily time frame is I want to see a rejection like this below that particular key level. Now, if I come to the daily time frame for this particular day, the day is just starting and price is here like this above this particular key level. The day is here on price is above this particular key level. I will not be interested. But whenever I see price is giving me a reaction like this, it's coming below the daily key level, then I'll be interested. So that is just the only rule I set for daily time frame. Now, the rule is called a tap and a reject. Tap into a particular key level, then give me a rejection. Now, this is the rule. This is my rule for daily time frame. I don't want to see a tap and a rejection. Tap and rejection. I don't even need the daily time frame to close. Let's use Friday, for example. We are still trading on Friday, this particular Friday. When price is above this key level like this, I'm not interested. But when price has given me a rejection, I'm not trading below this particular key level, good. Then I have a reason to switch to the next time frame. Now, let's imagine that we are to go for a race, a running competition. And they tell us that we are going to be doing this race at the Lagos National Stadium. Come by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, then we'll give you other relevant information. Now, coming into this chart and seeing this rejection here, is like you preparing and going to that Lagos National Stadium for that race. Now, if you get there that particular day and no other information was passed to you, you just randomly go into the track and start your race. It will have no meaning. It will not count. At the end of the day, you're going to waste your energy. So you have to wait for specific instructions before you go into that track and run that race. Now, the instruction from daily is tap and reject. Once we get this, it's like going into that stadium. But does that mean that once we get there, we should start that race? No. We have to wait for specific instruction. And then that is where 4 hours comes in. Then you have to send specific instructions to 4 hours time frame. Now, what instructions should daily pass to 4 hours time frame? Then this is now the 4 hours time frame. Remember, the rule for daily is tap into the daily key level and then reject. Now, once we get that rejection, we switch over to 4 hours time frame. The situation where we do not get that rejection is like they are not giving us any instruction when we come into that day or that day. So it means that there is not going to be race if we do not get this rejection. The only thing we'll be interested in going into 4 hours time frame is when we see a tap and price rejecting below this particular key level. Then we switch over to 4 hours time frame. And 4 hours time frame, we just have distributed. Okay. So can you hear me now? Is the sound coming out now? Is the sound coming out now? All right. So let's go back. Let's go back. So I was saying that daily to pass a specific instructions to 4 hours. Now, the information is no sound. Um, I don't know. Should I share a Zoom link? But the thing is, I don't have premium Zoom, so it's going to take not more than 100 persons. I don't know if maybe there's sound now. There's sound now. So let's proceed, please. I don't have a premium Zoom, so there's sound now. So I was saying that the only thing I want to see is when price is rejecting from a daily key level, it should be below this particular key level. Now, this is the key level. It's more like the resistance zone. It's more like the resistance zone. So if price is trading above it like this, if price is trading above it like this, I'll not be interested. But whenever price is trading below it like this, then I'll be interested. So when I see a rejection below, it's like the daily time frame passing instruction that yes, there will be a race today, come to the stadium. So now when we come to the stadium, which is the daily time frame, then we want to see just one or two things in 4 hours time frame. Now, from this rejection on daily time frame now, we have to get a sweep and a break, which is a Pasimodo pattern. Or we get something called a breakout. And this is what a breakout looks like. When price starts a level and then it breaks structure to the downside. Okay. But I'm not muted now. Or should I share a Zoom link? Should I share a Zoom link? We'll continue on Zoom. Okay. I think we should continue here. Should continue here. Some people say it's fine. I don't think everyone has Zoom. It's fine because I can see that I'm audible here. I'm not muted here. I don't know if you're having problem with the sound. That could be from your end. It's not my end. Seeing the feedback. So it's clear here. It's clear here. So let me continue. Please. I want to create a 1 minute poll now. Let me see. Please, you can vote if we will continue on Zoom. Just 1 minute. If we should continue on Zoom or we should just proceed here. One minute to vote, please. Let's think we are going to continue here or we continue on Zoom. For now, let's continue here. The vote is still on, but I think majority wants it to continue here. So let's, by the end of the 1 minute, if I see that the vote for Zoom is much, then we'll go to Zoom. All right, so let's continue, please. Let's continue as whenever the statistics change, then I'll know what to do. I can see it here, then I'll switch to Zoom. That then you have to tap and reject. 4 hours need to give us one of these two things, which is a Quasimodo pattern, a break, a sweep and a break, and or a break or structure to the downside. Now remember, the rule for daily time frame is just to tap and reject. Now, if it's weekly, it's the same rule for it. Tap and reject. Now, since it's daily I'm analyzing from, I just need to see a tap into daily and reject. Now, when I go to that rejection, I want to see either this on 4 hours or I want to see something like this. I want to see either a breakout or a sweep. So I want to see that a breakout or a sweep. Now this is what we call a breakout. This one, just tap and then we break a structure to the downside. So situation whereby we get this and then we get any of these two. Now this is passing an information to the 4 hours to break a structure. Then you reject 4 hours says break a structure. Now it's like coming to the race, and now they are telling us that go to the track, the race we hold. So this one will now be like, once we see either any of these two in 4 hours time frame, it means that be on your mark. Now, the fact that if you are running a race, if they tell you that be on your mark, does that mean that you should start running immediately? There is still something you need to see before you now get set before you go. So daily is like coming to the track, coming to the stadium for that race. Then 4 hours will be on your mark. Then we still need to look for get set before we need for day. Now, daily reject daily. When you daily reject daily, 4 hours reject 4 hours. This is what we mean. Daily time frame is rejecting daily time frame. Then now we get either a 4-hour sweep and break or a 4-hour breakout to the downside since we are selling. So once we get any of these two, then we know that it is time to go into the 1-hour time frame. So we go to the 1-hour time frame. Now, let me bring this out. Whenever we get a breakout, let's focus on the breakouts now. What do we do whenever we get a breakout? Now, a breakout on the 4-hour time frame will then give us a sweep and break again on the 1-hour time frame. A breakout on the 4-hour time frame will give us a sweep and break on the 1-hour time frame, which should now be something like this again on 1-hour time frame. So this guy now will not give us something like this. Remember, have to reject and give a breakout in 4 hours. Then the breakout in 4 hours have to give us a Quasimodo pattern in 1-hour time frame. I'm not muted. If you cannot hear me, your network. I don't think if your network will not be able, we will not allow you to join Zoom. If you cannot join Telegram network, you cannot hear anything from Telegram. There's no guarantee that you are going to hear anything on Zoom because the network required to run Telegram Zoom set is much higher than the one needed for Telegram. So your network is not from my end. I'm very audible here. Another device connected to it and I can hear it loud and clear. So it's from your end, it has nothing to do with me. So daily time frame we get, we are dealing with the 4-hour break, but let's deal with the 4 hours. That is why I indicated an arrow here. So a situation whereby we get daily reject daily, we get either a Quasimodo or a breakout. Then we have a reason to go into the 1-hour time frame. Situation whereby this breakout is not available. Situation whereby this breakout is not available, then I have no reason to go into the 1-hour time frame. Now, this is where patience is very, very vital. This is where patience is very, very vital. And the fact is, you know that whenever we get a breakout in 4 hours time frame, this is what we get in 1 hour time frame. Now, sometimes this 4 hours time frame will be giving us a breakout like this in 4 hours. It will be giving us a breakout. But 4 hours has not ended yet. 4 hours have not ended. But we already have this breakout. Now, if 4 hours have not ended yet, and we have a breakout like this, Okay. I'll end this now. I'll send a Zoom link. I'll end this session. I'll send a Zoom link. And if anybody complains that they cannot hear me on the Zoom, I'll remove you from the class and I'll report you. You will not join my life again. We'll go to Zoom now. I'll end this thing. I'll send a Zoom link. Let me end it now. I'll send it Zoom. Because I don't talk for this complaints. Let me end it.